This white ball represents a deuterium nucleus, a form of hydrogen, the most common element in the universe.
Okay, so today I'm going to do a little training, talk about Alkalize 55 from the food movement. And first off, I want to explain the rationale behind having a combination of superfoods and trace minerals and natural organic acids that's designed to promote alkalinity within the body. Why do we need that? What is the rationale behind having this type of supplement? Well, the reason is essentially the standard American diet, which we all know is kind of sad, right, is full of acid-forming foods. Okay, so our pH should be slightly alkaline. A lot of people wind up with a pH in their body that is very acidic, and that comes from eating too many of the wrong foods, eating too many processed foods. It comes from not breathing. Without proper deep breathing and respiration, we're not really encouraging alkalinity in that way either. So there's a lot of lifestyle and just general natural health things that we can do to eat better, to have a more alkaline system, and all of those things are very important, and we really should consider all of them. Now, the supplement Alkalize 55 goes with that food approach. So this is made up of 55 triple fermented superfoods, all of which were selected by a doctor named Michio Kushi. And Michio Kushi is really one of the founding fathers of macrobiotics. If macrobiotics was the United States of America, he would be Benjamin Franklin. That's a great analogy there. I think the Benjamin Franklin of macrobiotics is what I would call Michio Kushi. But he is a really fantastic health authority, and he spent his entire life trying to promote good health and help people feel good, and basically to prevent disease through diet. And that's what macrobiotics has really done the most impressive job of achieving, is helping people to really turn their health around using diet. And one of the crucial, I guess you could say, the crux of macrobiotics is promoting that acid-alkaline balance within the body and helping us all stay in range, helping us all stay slightly alkaline. So if we're eating this way, we're eating whole foods, we're eating brown rice, we're eating miso, we're eating a lot of green vegetables, we're promoting this alkalinity. And there's a brochure that goes with Alkalize 55. If you just want more information, you can call 855-MyFood55 to receive a free brochure. You can also get some information on the web at healthfoodmovement.com. But I want to tell you the reason that Alkalize 55 contains the ingredients that it does. It's because Dr. Michio Kushi put together these 55 superfoods into a formula that he calls Pre-B. This is basically a prebiotic. So there are actual probiotic strains in that, but it is generally a prebiotic. So all these triple fermented foods, they're coming from the Anu farm in Brazil. So this is a biodynamic farm. And one of the really important things about it is that it's a pristine environment. It has not been over-harvested, it hasn't been industrialized in that way, and it has a really pristine water table, which actually contains natural acetic acid, which is one of the organic acids that you find in vinegar. It's really interesting. It's there in the soil, and so it's in the water, and that quality of the water actually provides the third stage of fermentation in the formation of that formula. So it really is exciting to see the synergy of nature happening on so many different levels. It's not just these whole foods, it's the way they're combined and in this natural environment that has this biodynamic, it's not just a word. Biodynamic farming doesn't mean just that you don't use chemicals and things like that. It means really working with the earth, and really paying attention to the nuances of nature, all these crazy synergistic details that really make for an amazing product. So that's what Dr. Michio Kushi has created, and the food movement and Metacotrix took the Whole Earth Minerals Complex, which you've probably seen in your practitioner's office. It's a really powerful formula with humic acid, fulvic acid, and over 70 trace minerals. The Whole Earth Minerals is in Alkalize 55, along with that freebie that Dr. Kushi formulated. So by combining all of these things together into Alkalize 55, we have a really unique alkalizing formula that is comprised of whole foods, minerals, and also the humic acid and fulvic acid, which are so crucial to making these minerals biogenic. And this is the last point that I want to make on this formula, is talking about the bioavailability of minerals and why these minerals are more bioavailable. And it really is because of two substances, humic acid and fulvic acid. And actually, fulvic acid is a type of humic acid. It's a lower molecular weight, higher oxygen kind of humic acid. Okay, so these are related compounds called humates. And in the Alkalize 55, when they're combined with these 55 superfoods that have been triple fermented, what you have is a really heavy-hitting formula for changing things in the body. Okay? So there's an old school way of changing things in the body. When natural medicine, kind of the modern version of natural medicine came out, megadosing. It's really the biggest thing that we had. You know, people would do mega doses of things like vitamin C, ascorbic acid, and sometimes with good results. But one of the things that's lacking in that kind of approach is it's a little bit allopathic, and there is potential for throwing the body further out of balance. So using whole foods and minerals to promote balance, we really see that there's a synergy when we take these supplements, and they work with our body on so many different levels, because there's so many different micro compounds. That's the key with the trace minerals, is not having a large amount of any one of these minerals. As the name implies, they are there in trace amounts. But let's say you were to supplement with a large amount of zinc. Okay, you're going to take 50 milligrams a day of zinc. What that can do is actually inhibit your copper absorption. Okay, so you have to look at the range of minerals, especially with the trace minerals, as a spectrum. It's a spectrum in which we don't want a lot of any one of these things necessarily. Some things we probably do. Iron, there are a lot of minerals that exist in trace amounts, but we need more than a trace amount. But when you get the full spectrum of trace minerals, you're filling in all those gaps. Even if it's only a small amount of ytterbium or iridium or any of these rarer metals, you're getting them here in a biogenic form. And that's because they've been transformed by fermentation, by decomposition, by the chemical actions of humic acid and fulvic acid. That's what's made these minerals very bioavailable, okay? Because they're biogenic. They're not inorganic minerals. They have become organic minerals because of the organic acids that occur with them. The humates that have been right there, and their breakdown from just gross organic matter into this mineral base. Okay, so that is what humic acid and fulvic acid do. They really make minerals more bioavailable. Interesting fact, another thing humic acid can do is actually make minerals less bioavailable if they are heavy metals, right? So that's something a lot of people are looking at. They're worried about, do I have too much of any of these heavy metals in my body, like lead or cadmium or what have you? Well, what humic acid can do is chelate with heavy metals and actually escort them out of the environment. So we're talking about in nature, we're talking about in animals. There's a lot of research looking at different kinds of ways to use humic acid as a substance that naturally chelates with heavy metals. and that really is a useful quality if you know how potentially dangerous heavy metal toxicity is. It really is something to be avoided, and it's more and more of a problem with the industrialized world. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about minerals that help to balance your body. This formula being specifically for alkalinity, it has all those alkaline foods to work with the minerals. This formula is really just the minerals and the humic acid and the fulvic acid. So they are two related formulas, but really Alkalize 55 is kind of the formula for everybody. If you're eating the standard American diet, even if you're eating a healthy diet, everyone could use a concentrated supplement of a wide variety of foods that have gone through this fermentation process, been changed and made more bioavailable, more biodynamic, and can really have that alkalizing effect in your body. So that's the short version of Whole Earth Minerals and Alkalize 55.